guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley, hope you're doing well. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be watching X. Rewatching, I should say. I have seen this once before. I saw it in theaters when it first came out, so this will be my second viewing of the film, but it's really not fresh in my mind anymore at all, and I've been really excited to rewatch it. I was going to rewatch it anyway, and then I thought, may as well just rewatch it on the channel with you guys. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Not gonna lie, today is kind of a bummer day so far. The day that I'm filming this, June 6th, Neve Campbell actually just confirmed that she will not be returning for the next Scream movie. And I've just been pretty bummed out about it, honestly. And the only reason I really even bring it up is because I was going to announce in this video anyway, my next video after X is going to be Scream. So gonna be delving into that franchise, which I'm so excited to do. The Scream franchise really is as important to me as like the Halloween series and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was just kind of a bummer thing to read. I don't know, it really sucks to think about. Like, I know I'm still looking forward to the movie, but it's just weird to think that it's gonna be the first Scream without Neve, without Sydney. And I don't know, it just makes me sad. I love her so much. But we'll talk more about Sydney and Neve and Scream in my next video. So X, like I said, I've only seen this once, and my first impression of it was that it was pretty good. I've been really excited to rewatch X. And yeah, I don't really want to talk for too much longer. Let's get into X. Gorgeous first shot of a film. It's just already so pretty. So I'm not super familiar with Ty West. When I heard that Ty West was going to be directing this movie, obviously I was familiar with his name. I've seen The House of the Devil and I liked it. It's not my favorite or anything, but I haven't seen any of his other work. Like, I haven't seen The Innkeepers or anything. I've seen You're Next. I know he didn't direct You're Next, but I know he's in it. Great movie, by the way. I was really happy to see more of Ty West's work, and honestly, I'm really interested in going back and watching a lot more of his films. And clearly my first impression of this was like, wow, he was really inspired by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is very evident throughout the entire film. There's many like homages to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I love. I also really enjoy the editing. It's very 70s, which of course makes sense. Also, another reason why I just love to rewatch movies is because you just pick up on a lot of the details that you didn't get on your first watch of the film. So I'm excited to rewatch this and see what I missed on my first time viewing.
You're a fucking sex symbol.
Okay. Oh my god, the gator. I'm already picking up on stuff that I didn't catch my first time around. It was really clever how she walked out of the door with the gator, which, you know, foreshadowing, you've seen it. Texas in the 70s, baby. I will say the 1970s is like gotta be one of my favorite decades. I feel like as far as films go, a lot of my favorite films are from the 70s. I think my two favorite decades are like the 70s and then the 90s. I think for music, my favorite decade is the 90s, but for film, it's the 70s for sure. It's so Texas Chainsaw. Brittany Snow is also really great in this movie. I haven't seen her in like anything else. Like, I know she's in Pitch Perfect. I haven't seen that. Never saw the Prom Night remake because it looked like but she's really great in this. And so is Mia Goth. I'm obsessed with Mia Goth in this. Like, even just my first time watching, I was mesmerized by her. And there's Jenna Ortega, who's been great. And I mean, I've only seen her in Scream, but she was amazing in that. And she's great in this as well.
A certain sense of the avant-garde, like they're doing in France. It's classier that way. And it's a good trick to disguise the low budget.
This guy, this like filmmaker boyfriend, when I first saw this, I thought that was Lou Taylor Pucci from the Evil Dead remake. He looks so similar to him.
You know, if you tilt the camera up from the nozzle, it'll look like he's using his cock.
Good point. This porno that they're making is hilarious. So I haven't really watched any interviews about this film or read any trivia, but I have like kind of stumbled upon trivia, and I read that it was actually filmed in New Zealand, which is incredible to think about because I'm from Texas. This looks like Texas.
This wasn't what I had in mind when I agreed to help out on your friend.
I'll just start somewhere, Lorraine.
Smart.
When did you become such a prude?
I'm not.
I said it's possible to make a good dirty movie.
Fair enough. Oh, that's a gorgeous shot.
It's private property. Didn't you see the signs down the end of the drive?
Oh, easy, partner.
The old people in this film are really interesting villains. And just kind of everything about them, like their whole motivation, it's just really interesting and kind of refreshing. It's not really like anything I've ever seen in another horror movie.
Oh, yes, sir.
Ew.
Same thing in my
The back of his head is a sight. This right here reminds me of Psycho, with the mother, Norman's mother, in the window. Yeah, really Psycho. And of course, amazing makeup that they put on Mia Goth, because when I first watched this, I had no idea that that was her. Really, really genius choice by Ty West to have the main actress also play the main villain. There's a lot of parallels that of course we'll get to that I caught that are actually just extremely deep. And it was much more effective that it was played by the same actress.
Well, I would appreciate a little discretion.
You won't even know we're here. It's harmless. He's just old. His pecker ain't probably been harsoned before you were born. I'd hate people like us then too.
He don't know what we're doing, does he?
No, he does not.
It's about high time we cut to the chase and we give people what they want to see. What do you say?
I can finally.
You want money?
Oh,
Alright, now slow on down. I want to see the passion.
Okay, I can't show any of this, but it is hilarious how like the boyfriend just keeps trying to direct him and he's like, hey, I got this. Stay in your lane. I'm obsessed. And this whole upcoming sequence here with Mia Goth skinny dipping really reminds me of A Bay of Blood, which was a giallo by Mario Bava in the 70s. There's a sequence in A Bay of Blood where a girl goes skinny dipping by herself, and just the whole kind of scenery reminds me a lot of that. I don't know if Ty West was inspired by that or if it's just something that I picked up, but this scene is absolutely beautiful, beautifully shot. And also, if I looked like Mia Goth, I would have all the confidence in the world. Creepy. Ew, that water looks so dirty.
People's eyes are gonna pop out of their damn skulls when they see this. We're gonna be rich. Feel how hard my cock is.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Yeah. I don't think so. Again, I would never take my clothes off and skinny dip. That's for another type of person that isn't me. Oh my gosh. I love the vastness of it all. And this was also really beautiful to experience on the big screen. I do remember being just really mesmerized by this whole sequence. That was a really stellar transition. This whole thing is great. Oh, it's so creepy. It's so creepy. Because like when you first watch this, you don't really know who the villains are yet. You're like, there's no way it can be these old people. And it turns out to be the old people. But it's interesting because none of the other main characters suspect the old people, you know? They're very unassuming, even though they're very weird. Which I like it. It's not your typical slasher, it's not like Michael, Freddy, Jason, but actual real people. Another Texas Chainsaw moment. Also, the whole like walking into people's homes, like uninvited, it has to just be in the movies because I don't see any rational human being doing that in reality. At least I wouldn't, and I don't know anyone who would. I mean, I guess the old lady did like motion to her and like wave to her to come closer, but still, absolutely no way that I would have done that. Ew.
Lemonade.
Oh, and I love the parallels of this, how it kind of cuts between the porno that they're filming and then Mia Goth with Pearl, is what her name is, and how the dialogue, it mimics their conversation.
It's got a good taste.
It's really interesting to watch it knowing that that's Mia Goth in the makeup. Because like I said, the first time I had no idea. I thought, wow, they got this really old woman who's a great actress to play this insane role. She gulps down this lemonade so fast. She's like, I gotta get it. This was a mistake.
Beautiful.
I'm disturbed.
What are you doing?
Absolutely not. No.
It would be our secret.
Exactly.
Watch out! I've been looking everywhere for you.
I forgot about that part.
I will not accept life I do not deserve.
The whole commentary on aging, I think, was just really smart. And I really admire Ty West for exploring those themes in a slasher film. I really love just how enthusiastic they are to make this movie. Like, it's really inspiring. Speaks to a lot of famous directors who got their start directing porn. Didn't Wes Craven direct a porn? I heard that somewhere.
His daughter
I gotta track that one down. It's just so interesting because the dynamic between Pearl and Maxine, it's like as if they're different, but they were once the same. They're just kind of at different stages of their lives. And I know that there's going to be a prequel to this called Pearl. Unfortunately, I did not know about the after credits trailer that was shown after this movie. So I left the theater and I didn't see it. I tried to look it up online and I couldn't really find anything. So I guess I'll just wait for the actual trailer for that to drop. But I am really interested in finding out more about Pearl and her backstory. I did hear that these were shot back to back, so the film is already completed. I'm really looking forward to that one. But yeah, there's a lot to talk about, I think, with just the underlying themes of this film. The whole concept of getting older and feeling like you've wasted your life and you no longer can do the things that you want to do. Like, obviously, Pearl wants to have sex with her husband and he can't anymore. Pearl, she sees these young, attractive people just living their lives, doing what they want to do. And I believe there's a line later where Bobby Lynn says, "It's not my fault you didn't live the life that you wanted," or something to that effect. And it's pretty terrifying when you think about it, because this is inevitable. What they are experiencing is inevitable. Ty West is pretty much just confronting us with that concept. Thank you, Ty West.
So the camera changes things.
That's right. It's not real life, Randy. It's just a movie.
How can you love someone and still be with other people? You think we don't have no morals or something? No, I just take it from me. Letting outdated traditions control how you live your life will get you nowhere.
Really interesting conversation that they're having here.
Because one day, we're gonna be too old to fuck.
And life's too short. I don't know if I agree with all of that, but I did like what I saw today. I want to do a scene in the movie.
Oh man.
Because, no.
This is such a good scene because RJ, the boyfriend, he is being a dick and he's being hypocritical because all of what he just agreed to went out the window when she said she wanted to be in the movie. And it's tough because I can actually see it kind of like from both sides. I mean, I totally agree with what the other characters were saying, but I mean, if it was like my partner, someone who I'm in a relationship with, no, absolutely not. She can sense when people are having sex. He is not handling this well. It's frustrating because like, I can see why. I can see how that would be traumatizing. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy or something. Because I would also kind of feel betrayed, I guess. What he does here in a second is a dick move though. I'm not saying that I sympathize with him entirely. Abandoning everybody, major dick move. Oh my god, okay, of course the scene that I remember most from this movie is RJ's death. If you guys watch my Halloween commentary, you know how much I love Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. I was freaking out when I first saw this scene. I think this scene is the best scene in the movie. And this is the first time that we see her kill somebody. And this is the scene where we find out who our real villains are. Even though, of course, we could pretty much predict who they were from the beginning because they were creepy as f. But this scene just, oh my god. Ty West did such a great job with this whole thing. It's very uncomfortable and disturbing is like an understatement. The scene is crazy. And the music starts to swell. There's still something very sexual about it. Oh my god, I love this song so much. And this song that they play right here by Chelsea Wolfe is absolutely beautiful. So I have been listening to the soundtrack because I remember that the music was amazing. And this song right here, it plays again at the end of the film more prominently. It is so beautiful. I mean, the scene's horrific, but I don't know how he made something so horrific be so beautiful. That scene deserves a clap for sure.
I woke up and he was gone. You don't think he left me, do you?
Ben's still here?
The fact that he goes looking for him in his undies.
He's probably just processing things.
No, not only that, but like barefoot. I don't even walk around my apartment barefoot. This is what you get. This is what you get, sir. That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. No. No, no. Pitchfork to the eye, anyone?
Well, he's dead.
The kill scenes in this are great. They're great.
Please, my wife is not well.
No. No. This whole thing with Jenna Ortega is really unfortunate.
Hey, I'm locked in.
Ugh. At this point, I don't care if these people are old. You take them out. That was a great scream. I'm someone who can't scream. Like my voice cannot do that. So I always admire people who can scream really well. I can never be a scream queen because I can't scream.
My wife, she's gone missing.
Missing? Want some help? Not for sale, but for country, right?
All right. At least he puts on clothes and shoes. I will say, now watching this the second time, I'm way more attached to these characters than I was when I first watched it. They're really likable characters and I really don't want any of them to die. This is absolutely disgusting. I remember this part. There's some scenes in movies where you watch them, you just immediately have to take a shower. This is one of them.
I said we each take a side of the perimeter.
That was actually a gorgeous shot. Like I said earlier, I love the vastness of these shots and that they really take their time with the shots. They really did a good job at letting the audience know that they are truly like in the middle of nowhere and there is no one around to help them. Maxine really must be like a deep sleeper, or maybe she like thinks she's having a wet dream or something, because I would wake up instantly. I would be up so fast. Wake up! Ew, and not to mention she probably smells wretched.
Shit!
That actually got me. Oh God.
I can't give her what she wants anymore.
How is that his problem, sir?
Yeah. Okay.
He's like,
We're gonna get back up to the house.
yeah, sure. Ugh. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's weird to think about. She's actually like in bed with herself. I'd be traumatized. Trauma.
It's a movie about trauma. It's a movie about trauma. The movie is about trauma.
This is horrible too. Everything is just horrible for these characters. No, no, no! Ah! Oh my God. I feel bad for all of these characters.
Step away from the edge. It's dangerous.
Oh, she's so sweet.
My Nana gets confused sometimes as well. I learned all about it. Okay, why don't you come with me? You don't want my help? No problem.
You don't deserve to be able to just flaunt it in my face like you do.
It ain't my fault you didn't live the life you wanted. Move, you mean old ugly bitch!
Bitch.
Oh. I literally don't have any words.
You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Not anymore.
It's tough because the movie, in a way, kind of makes us want to sympathize with them, because these are just very real things that every human has to face at some point, unless you just don't fear aging at all, which, good for you. And of course, being bitter is absolutely no excuse to go on a murder spree and kill any hot young person that you come across. But I feel like these fears are very real, and this was definitely a strange part watching in the theater, because I mean, okay, so they're gonna have sex, and I think when people are uncomfortable, they laugh, even though there's nothing funny about this. It's very similar to Midsummer, that one particular scene in Midsummer. I saw that in theaters, and if you saw that in theaters, there's a good chance, if your theater was anything like mine, just everyone just burst into laughter, even though there was really nothing funny about it. It was just, oh, I'm really uncomfortable, so I'm gonna laugh to kind of cover it up. And that was the same deal with this scene in the movie theater. But it's interesting to think about, because it's like, okay, well, what is making you uncomfortable? These two really old people. And it's like, we just watched two young, attractive people having sex, and if anything, it was really sexy to watch that. And it's kind of confronting us with that, and like, well, why does it disgust us so much that these old people are having sex? Because we're gonna be old too. So it's interesting to think about it kind of like that. The movie kind of makes us question our reactions. I would probably be just as hysterical, I'm not gonna lie.
We need to stick together.
I hate you! I hate you all so much!
Oh my God. At this point, really, like, any sympathy that we felt for the two older characters just kind of went out the window. At this point, I'm like, all right, Maxine, kill him. Oh my God. Ugh. The effects in this are gnarly. This is pretty great. This is pretty great.
The keys to the truck. He's having a heart attack. I don't give a shit.
does that always happen? That is exactly what you deserved. She really said help.
It'll be our secret.
Our final girl, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
There she is. Our beautiful little daughter, Maxine.
I really hope that we, at some point, find out more about Maxine and her background, where she came from, because well, clearly we know where she came from, but I wonder if they're gonna delve deeper into that at some point.
Hey, boss. One of the boys found this inside.
What do you think is on it?
Well, by the looks of everything, I'd say one goddamn fucked up horror picture.
Absolutely. So that was X. I have to say, I enjoyed that just so much more this time around. Not that I didn't enjoy it my first time watching it, but I just appreciate it so much more on this rewatch, which is why I love rewatching movies. I think not only was it a great slasher and had good kills and was scary, like actually genuinely terrifying, it kind of leaves you with a lot to think about because it explores themes that are just really relatable, I feel like, and it definitely explores another type of horror, which is, like I mentioned earlier, you know, getting older, not being able to do the things that you want to do anymore, having to rely on somebody else to take care of you, feeling like you didn't live your life the way you wanted to, and taking that out on others, because it's something that every person is going to face at some point. And it was just a great slasher, and it was so much fun to watch. I will definitely be rewatching X. But I am really curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this movie. Did you enjoy it? Please let me know in the comments, and make sure you come back for my next video, which, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be Scream. I'm really excited to talk about Scream, and I want to thank you guys for watching and for supporting me. It means the world to me, and yeah, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.